up, guys? Pete here from New England Bonsai Gardens. We got Nick behind the camera here. Today we're talking about how to wire your pots. Okay, first pot I got in here is this beautiful mint green Yixing pot. Just has the 2 drainage holes in the bottom of the pot. So let's figure out how we wire up that pot. First thing we do, take 2 pieces of wire, cut them to length. We're going to stick both ends of the wire through each hole of the pot. 2 ends of the wire through this hole, the other 2 ends going right through the other one. And then we're just going to kind of push these 2 wires down so it's flush against the bottom of the pot. Ideally, we have 2 wires not crossing at the bottom of the pot, mostly just an aesthetics thing, and we like to try to adhere to that. From there, top of the pot, just taking my wires, kind of lightly folding them over the edge to hold their place for just a moment. From there, I take my 2 pieces of mesh, which I already cut. I take 1 piece of mesh, and I get this question a lot. It's only 1 to 2 holes between each wire when I'm putting them through the mesh. Okay, sometimes you'll have pots who have larger holes in the bottom of them, you can go more, but typically it's going to be 1 to 2 and no more than that. From there, I'm fishing my mesh right down the wires to the bottom of the pot, pulling the wire tight and pulling the mesh at the same time to get it to hold inside the hole of the pot. From there, we're just pushing the wires down and over the top, and we're going to do the same thing on the opposite end. Taking my mesh, making sure the wires are not crossed. I'm going 1 hole between the two wires in this one because the holes in the bottom of this pot are kind of small. Pulling the mesh, pulling the wire, and then I push the wire to the side of the pot, folding it over the top. The reason we fold the wires like this is when you have the roots of the tree going into the pot, those wires are spread apart so it gets out of the way and there's plenty of room to put the tree in the pot. A lot of times we want to put that tree on the left or right side as well, and we don't want the wires in the way of that when we're doing that. So this is how you would wire this type of pot. Next pot we got, this beautiful blue Yixing pot here. This one's just slightly different. We have the 2 drainage holes in the bottom here, but we also have the 4 wire holes on the outsides of it. Okay, pretty self-explanatory. So we're going to do a similar thing. We're going to take our 2 wires, which we have already cut to cut the shape and size, go to the back of the pot, and we're just sticking 1 end of the wire through each hole of the pot. Again, pushing it down flat and even with the bottom of the pot. We do the same thing on the top end, taking our wires, 1 end goes into each hole, we get down to the bottom of the pot, keeping it nice and flush, push it down nice and tight to the bottom of the pot. Flipping that pot back over, we're doing the same thing we just did, taking our wires, pushing them flush against the side and bottom, and then over the top of the rim of the pot, like so. From there now, we have to get our mesh over the drainage holes. So for that one there, we take a small piece of wire and we got to create these bows, or figure 8s if you will. Smaller piece of wire here. I take my wire, I'm going to fold this end about 1/3 of the way down the wire. Folding it right over and pointing it straight down. From there, I flip it, take the other end, do the same exact thing, folding it over about 1/3 of the way down the wire, even them out a bit, and then I'm pushing the wires straight down in the same direction over the top wire here to create this little bow or figure 8. From there, I take my mesh, we cover the hole. I'm taking these 2 wires that are sticking straight down. I'm going to go through the holes of the mesh, ideally towards the outside of the drainage hole of the pot. We flip it over. We're going to push the wires out to hold the mesh in place, and then we cut off the excess wire here, again, to make it look nice and neat and tight. Same thing on the other side here. I got my mesh, take another small piece of wire here, about 1/3 of the way down. We're going to flip this one, make a little loop, turn it around. Same thing on this side here, make a small loop here and here, and then we're pushing these wires straight down to create this little figure 8. Going back to the pot, put those 2 wires through the holes of the mesh, flipping the pot around, and then flatten these out on the bottom to hold it in place, cutting off the excess wire. And our pot is now wired and ready for a tree. Next pot we have is a little different. This is a circular pot. Only has 1 drainage hole and 3 wire holes in it. So First, we're going to start with putting our wires in. We have 3 wires cut to length. Same way, we're sticking one end of the wire in 2 of the holes in the bottom. Okay, only 3 holes on this one. So our second wire here is then going to go through the same hole of the last wire that we just put in, and then the other end fishes its way through the empty hole in the bottom. The last wire, again, going through the same hole we just fished the other wire through, and then fishing it through the other one as well. Once we get it in there, we can then push it down towards the bottom of the pot here and create this little triangle shape on the bottom of the pot. Going back to the top, again, we're taking our wires, pushing them down and over the rim of the pot so we don't have these wires in the way as we're trying to put our tree in the pot. We then have our 1 drainage hole in the middle, which you already know how to do. We're going to take our mesh here, put it over the center, and then we're going to make our bow again. Doesn't have to be a terribly long piece of wire. We're here, flipping this side around about 1/3 of the way down the wire, doing the same thing on the other end as well. Even it out, push these wires straight down. Again, we have our little bow. I'm going to stick this through the 2 holes of the mesh. Comes out the bottom here, folding it over the same way. And then we usually have to cut these a little bit shorter because we don't want them to cross over the already existing wires. There. And now our pot is again set up and ready for a tree. This last pot we have right here, this has just got the 1 hole in the bottom of the pot with no wire holes, just the drainage hole. So this one's a little bit different. We start here, we take a longer piece of wire, not a longer, a larger piece of wire. This is actually a 3mm wire, and we're cutting off a small piece of the end, about 1 inch, 1.5 inches long. From there, we're going to take our 2mm wires, and we're going to have 2 of those wires here. We start by wrapping the first wire around the 3mm wire. I usually keep the bottom a little bit longer than the top, so that when I wrap it, they tend to be about the same length. We give it 1 and then 2 wraps around the 3mm wire. From there, I'm taking my other 2mm wire, starting out about the same length as the other wires, and then wrapping this one up and through the other 2, and then tightly around and back up. So now we have what appears to be 4 wires that we made from 2. From there, we're sticking all 4 wires through the main hole of the pot. You see on the bottom here, that 3mm wire now holds those wires in place. Now from there, I take my mesh, I'm going to fish it down all 4 of these wires that are sticking out through the drainage hole. There's usually about, again, 1 to 2 holes between the wires as they come through. I'm actually doing 2 holes on this one because this particular pot has a larger drainage hole in it, and if it's too thin, you might have a hard time flipping the wires around to lock the mesh in place. All right, and then we fish it right on down. Okay. Now from there, I'm going to push the wires from the bottom while holding the mesh in place. Now coming back to the top, the same way we just did, we're going to fold over our wires up against the bottom of the pot, and then fold them over the rim of the pot to get them out of the way of the tree. And now we're all set up for our new tree in this small pot. That's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. If you want to come down here, we're open on the weekends from 9 to 5 on Saturday and Sunday. We'd love to have you down here. We can talk bonsai and check out some of the beautiful trees we have going on around this place. See you later.